And you can see right there with the measured move, the head and shoulders clearly playing out right there, head, shoulder, head to the downside. If you're in my trading group, I told you to short this rising wedge to the downside, this rising wedge to the downside. You would have played this exactly the way it was supposed to be played. You'd be in the money right now. Heavy duty in the money. Shout out to each and every one of you who listen to their trading guru. I put you in position to win. I hope you're getting the education. I hope you're getting the education. So sorry, I just had to take some profits on that short. I was in the middle of a trade real quick. Had to take some profits on the short. Bang, bang, bang. Wow, a little bright today in the studio, huh? Blinding here in the studio. Hey, Bobby, can we get the lights down, Bobby? A little bit, yeah. Thank you. Let's get light A, B, C, D from studio left one over off on the top there. And can we get the skylight off of the, yeah, light 10 and 15. No. You got one more. You got one more spiral out. There you go. Yeah, two more. There you go. All right, you nailed it. You got the contrast there, buddy. Nice job, Bobby. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. So I just closed my short. Why? About a bit of a bounce here on the 7-minute time frame. Doesn't mean it's over. But again, look, I mean, if you're in my trading school, if you're sitting with me and you're hanging out with the Crypto Lifer in the morning, you got a video update about Bitcoin. And I was pretty bearish on it. Rising wedges break to the downside is what I was saying. You know, I said you could expect a possible bounce back to the top of the channel. But we're bearish, and the 15-minute and the 1 hour wanted to push to the downside, and you were already in a flag here. So let's take a look at this. The 1 hour was overbought up here, okay? And you were in a bear flag. So hands down. Let's go. Shout out to Brian Shrimp, right? How do we get the measured move? Pretty simple here. You take the length of this and you swing it right there. That's exactly where the price would go to, the measured move. If you learn your measured moves, you will become a gem in this game. So look, shoulder, head, and shoulder. I was on the 7-minute. I use the 7-minute for definitive answers when I'm trying to figure out what's happening in the market. Look, resistance, 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 lower highs, a third lower high, from here just consistently to the downside. And then that's a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. It's pretty simple. Head and shoulder, overbought stochastics on the 7, overbought stochastics on the 15, overbought stochastics on the 1 hour. When that aligns and you're already tripping, now what do we say here? What could happen? Let's break it down. What are they doing? Well, lately, they're using, I'll tell you what's happening right now. They have every single person on edge. They have a lot of people on edge, okay? Many, many people on edge. And when everyone's on edge, they can use that to their advantage, okay? They can use that to their advantage. So, everybody, for some reason, my Streamlabs OBS is saying I'm peaking, but I'm not peaking, right? So, I just want to make it clear, not peaking, but it's saying I'm close to peaking. How is the audio right now, everybody? Once in a while, this level isn't the same consistent level as it should be, which is weird to me. Like normally, I'm right here in my headphones and I can hear my voice, but that's telling me I'm peaking. So am I peaking right now? I just need to know. Right now, it sounds right. I could go by my own ear and not by the levels. Am I peaking right now? Good morning. Thanks for the stream. Anytime, man. Shout out to the 199 from Produce the Gains. Audio is mint. You sound good. All right, so I guess I can't go over by that peak. Every once in a while, that says I'm peaking when I am not peaking. But if I just go by my mixer, I'm not peaking. So I'm, from now on, just going to go by my mixer. My mixer is going to be the best levels that I can go by. I'm not going to worry about anything else. The mixer says I'm nailing it. You're the best, brother. Like a Chinese duck. I love you. Thank you, Chrissy Fouts. I appreciate that. I like my life for peaking. Amazing. Just under peak. Better before you turned it up. Thank you. Obs just can't handle your positivity. Your peaking personality, but not audio-wise. Sounds perfect. Okay, everybody. So if you're in my trading group, I try to keep you from losing money. I do keep you from losing money. I go out of my way to give you the information you need. And we were all over this short to the downside. All over it. All over it. Now, I didn't think it was going to get that worse, but wow. Wow. All the way to the target at 28,650. Why do I have a line there? How did I know price was going to stop there? Because that's the previous wick right there. And I'm always marking my support and resistance. And lo and behold, I tend to know exactly where price is going to go. Pretty weird, right? Yes. Now, how do we know this isn't going to go lower? That's what the 7-minute is for right now. 1 minute. Now what you do is you got to start making flags here. This is a pretty nasty dump. Okay? And as I showed you before, the 12-hour did not look good. I've gone over this many times. Let's look at the 12-hour on, I believe on Coinbase. I was keeping it simple. Yeah. And I've gone over this idea for a while now. Okay. I've gone over this idea. Like, I've showed you guys this many times. Even on the live stream, I've gone over this. We're on our way. Last support is 28,000. We're on our way to 25,900. Okay. You're listening to the Moon Boys. You say we have to bounce. We have to bounce. I'm telling you right now, if you come to my channel, I'm not going to tell you we have to do anything. I'm going to tell you, let's look at support and resistance every single day, and let's go from there. That's what we're going to do here on this channel. We're not going to fake it. We're not going to, you know, and then I truly believe, and then I've studied the monetary system for the past 5,000 years. I've studied gold, silver. I've seen all the money in the world, and it tells me that you know, Bitcoin is some of the most sound money I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen something that's been around for 10 years that used to be worth less than a penny go to well over almost 100 grand, $70,000, $69,000. So like, yes, it's retraced. Yes, it's gone up and down, but it also should never have got that high. It should have went to like, you know, maybe 50. It should have went to like 30,000. But they printed so much money. Even in the last run, it never should have went to 20,000. They were printing money then too. They printed Bitcoin into existence. That's what's funny about it. Bitcoin was made to turn the inflation into value. You get it? Let me say that again. Bitcoin was made to turn the inflation into value. Let me say that one more time. Bitcoin was made to turn inflation into value. Okay? Very, very important concept that you decide that you understand here. Okay? Anyway, if you're in my trading group, you would have been aware that there was a shortcoming. A shortcoming. Interesting. Shortcomings. That's such a funny word, right, when you think about it, because it's used in overall, like, just, you know, daily, you know, people are like, oh, you know, those are her shortcomings. But, like, when a guy can't perform, like, that's a shortcoming, right? I'm just, oh, but when he can't perform, I mean when he can't perform, like, as a gymnastics. What are you guys talking about? You guys are thinking of something. I mean when a guy, like, say he's on a hockey team and he can't perform, that's a shortcoming, right? Anyway, funny. Shout out to each and every one of you for coming onto the live. That always made me laugh. I always thought that was hilarious, you know. Anyway, keep your head out of the gutter. I was talking complete, just clean, you know. And again, we've showed you this resistance, this resistance, this resistance. We hit the resistance 1, 2, 3, 4 times. The more time you get rejected, the more time it's likely you're going to get sent home. Johnny tried to get into school, tried to get into the door. Johnny tried to get into the door. Johnny walked home crying. He could not get in the door. There's more downside here for the 12-hour. There's more downside here for the daily. When the daily is overbought, it's time to short the market. When the daily is overbought, let me say that again. When the daily is overbought, it's time to short the market. Everyone else uses market cipher, all these other crazy indicators. I keep it really simple. I use support and resistance. I use pattern trading, and I use my stochastics RSI, and I have been spot on. You've come to this channel. It's very rare I'm calling along when Bitcoin's pumping to the upside. You won't see me opening up $1 million leverage trade and then watch me get rocked and wrecked. I've seen that happen to many of these other traders on YouTube. No names, but I've seen that happen to many of these other traders on YouTube, you know. I think one of the best, most accurate traders you could watch is Jason Casper. Spot on. I like Jason. Shout out to Jason. I love you. We're going to get together one day, I promise. Everybody, I put the lemon into the water. If you saw me do it, put the lemon into the water. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. It does the right thing. Get the lemon into the water. Doing damage mugs are coming to an area near you. Loving the seamless Bruce Lee approach. No fuss, no russ. Riding the momentum whichever way it wants to pay us. Exactly. Dow getting wrecked. And if you're in my trading group, we talk about how the Dow is correlated to these coins. We go over this so many times, right? And so in my trading group, when I wake up in the morning, first thing I'm talking about is the Dow Jones Industrial. And I'm looking at it before I go to bed at night. And it actually didn't look good last night before I went to sleep. So, you know, but that's something I post to the trading group like constantly. We're always looking at what the Dow is doing, because what the Dow does has a lot to say about what's happening in the markets. Okay. Shout out to my traders banging on them. My elite traders putting it out there. Here's Rainier with Shill, right? And he talked about Hero as well in a cup and handle right here. Here's his trade for Hero. Banged on him. Up 17% gains on gains. And I love how you guys have now connected with the gains guy. And the gains are there. Hero 3S for 27.9% gains. Woke up this morning to gains. Opened the trade yesterday afternoon. This thing would bang on them to the upside. Bit of a cup and handle. Sammy coming handy to the upside. You know, the way he did a double cross slip slap. You know, how about the Celtics last night just dominating the Heat? That game was strange. It looked fixed to me. It looked like the Heat was just going to lie down and let us win. That was the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, where they just like, just let them win. forget about it, you know? I thought that was super weird. Like, it was like 5-1, then it was 8-1, then it was 7-1, then it was 15-1, and I was like, oh, this game's over already? I was like, okay, I can just watch the Celtics win for the next 2 hours. I actually came down and I got into the charts. I was like, I don't even need to watch this game. As much as I love watching the game, I mean, I was just like, I would pop up, watch a few minutes, pop back down, do the charts, pop up, watch a few minutes, pop down, do the charts. And then I would watch some of the game while I was at the charts. Then I'd watch like the last 5 minutes just to be a Celtics fan and be like, yes, love this. Just love watching us win, you know? But I mean, it's like you had a feeling we were going to win in the first 5 minutes of the game. The Heat didn't score they got one foul shot in 7 minutes. There was 3 minutes and like 30 seconds when they put their first bucket in. They got a 3-point shot, I remember. That hadn't happened. That was a record. Longest a team didn't score in the playoffs in the history of the NBA, I think. Something crazy. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Anyway, bear flag. We talked about this. Bear flag or symmetrical triangle. Either way you want to call it. It breaks down 50% of the time. How do you know which way it's going to break? When the stochastics. It's so simple. If you get to the bottom of the channel and the stochastics are high, you're dumping. If you get to the bottom of the channel and the stochastics are low, you're probably pumping. The stochastics RSI, one of the greatest indicators you can ever snuggle up and get to know. I'm telling you right now. All you need is my channel, my live, a little bit of guidance in the stochastics RSI, and you can fly, baby. You can fly. If you need a little bit of my guidance, spend a year or two in my group, get yourself acclimated, and then go and fly like a bird. Leave the nest and fly like a bird. I love each and every one of you for coming on in. Defense, put in work. Yeah, I mean, that was insane. 23K, then bounce to the heavens. I love this, Mr. Q. Everyone thinks we're going to bounce off 23K. What are you going to do when we blow through 23K and we go all the way to 19? What are you going to say then when you put it all in? I don't say anything like that. See, I used to say stuff like this. The younger me, the young trader who didn't get smashed and bashed before, who hadn't been through the ups and downs of life, I used to say this all the time. 23, then we're definitely going to bounce. Oh, Bitcoin can't go. And everyone, do not take this out of context. I am making examples of what people shouldn't say. I wish there was like a disclaimer running across my screen right now because people could grab this and try to use it against me, right? But Bitcoin can't go to 10K. I mean, it just can't. There's just too much institutional investing. I just can't see Bitcoin going below 20K. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think Bitcoin will ever go lower than 20K. Guys, don't listen to these people. Don't listen to anyone. Don't listen to any of this nonsense. Please. Please. Bitcoin could go to 5K. Bitcoin could go to 3K. There could be a black swan event. There could be 2 tsunamis and a volcano. We could see a food shortage like you've never believed. Like, there could be something you never thought possible. What makes you think you're so smart that you know what's going to happen tomorrow? This world is an insanely chaotic world with new things happening every single day. You must be on your toes. The second you think you know what's happening, you missed out. It's like going to bed at night. Check this out. Going to bed at night and being like, I know for a fact a robber's going to come in the back door tonight. And you sit there at the back door with a gun pointed. And the robber doesn't come in the back door. He comes in the front door and he hits you in the back of the head with a pan. You know? How about this? Or it's the other way around. I live in a safe neighborhood. No one will ever rob me. And you don't buy an alarm. You don't put the alarm on. And you wake up with a gun pointed at your head one night. You know, not to talk about violence, but I'm just saying people that think they know what's going to happen aren't prepared for what does happen. Be prepared for anything and everything because you don't know what's going to happen. Smarten up, as my dad used to say. Smarten up. And he said it with a bit of a tone, like a Massachusetts. Smarten up, kid. Smarten up. You know what I'm saying? You think you know it all. You think you know it all. You do not know it all. You do not know it all. Get in shape, you know? So anyway, be prepared for anything. BTC Friday, going to the moon. See this dude saying the same thing. Don't listen to these people. Like, they just come out of nowhere and say random things. I hope to God it goes close to 10K. I'll never forget ignoring my neighbor when he told me to buy Bitcoin at 99,000 last year. I basically told him I don't want an extra 50 grand. What a dope. Yeah, exactly. I told so many people, BitBoy knows everything even when he doesn't, which is most of the time. I didn't say that. I'm just reading the comments. I like BitBoy. BitBoy's been good to me. So I don't hate on people that have been good to me. Everybody knows all of a sudden, just like everybody knew we were going to 100K. Exactly. I've got cameras up all over my property, obvious and hidden. Shout out to David Bumbley Jr., my man. Exactly. That's like that guy, like White Tree or something. He's got a YouTube channel and he catches people stealing from him all day long. Hilarious. So we broke 29K. We got daily support. Let's talk about the good things. So we went through the dump. The dump happened. We called the short. We hit the short. All right. So we look smart. We look like smart kids. All right. Who cares? It is what it is. We do this every day. It's not that big of a deal. Right. We're playing the stochastics and calling it to the downside. 1 hour even is in a bear flag dropping to the downside, and that's what we were suggesting too. Measured move, I think, is, you know, length of the, you could take, this is the drastic measured move, is the whole length. Like, and honestly, you have more momentum. You're not done yet on the 1 hour. You know, I'd say just to support 28,000. So 28K is my next range we're looking for. And then there's our next level here where this candle kind of closed, you know, 26,000. And then it's all the way back to the wick at 25,350. Are we going there today? I'm not saying that's guaranteed. We did just break a massive trend line, you know, that we've been holding since the 19th. Bounce, bounce, bounce. That's broken. I keep playing with this trend line. I mean, like, okay, we could just do this now and just keep like, but like, to me, like, because first we had it here, then it broke, then we changed it to longer, and then, you know, and I just keep. And when you're doing that too, when you keep extending a line because you want to have it like hang out, know that you're playing into the bear's hands, right? So here's a chance. You could do this. This is an idea that you got this trend line forming. I don't like to mix candle bodies and wicks, but sometimes like you got to do what you got to do, you know? So you could say there's a trend, we could break back up into it, and then we could end up back at the top of the pattern. The reason why I'm saying this is because lately they've been loving to go after people, and because they want to make it harder and harder to find ways to trade. You know, but we're oversold on the 4 hour. And as I told you before, the last time we were oversold on the 4 hour, we got a bounce. We got a bounce. We got a bounce. We got a bounce. Right here too, we were low. We got a bounce there. We came down for this. This is like a half low. We got a bounce. So we got to wait out the 1 hour and make sure the 1 hour gets squeezed of all its juice. It's starting to curve there too, which is interesting, suggesting that we may bounce back inside the pattern. I'm going to show you something else that I see right now. We're going to go to our clear pattern, and I'm going to show you my brainstorm idea. A little longer with Bitcoin than normal because we just dumped, right? And so we're going to, you're seeing me react to live behavior, right? So I have to kind of come to. The fact that we just climb back into 29,000 is awesome, right? But we need to see the bull step up and push up even more. 15-minute is the chart that's trying to take us. We do see a little bit of bullish divergence, class C. Swing down and swing down, but this swing down is sharper than that swing down. Suggests we can bounce back inside the pattern. Also, what we're looking at here is this. And this is why you got to be on your toes, an inverted head and shoulder. And we've been seeing these V-shaped recoveries, a lot of volatility. Buy into the wick, bang, right? Short, buy into the wick. Short, close the wick, buy into the wick. Short, close, buy into the wick. Short, close when the 15-minute gets below the dotted line, buy into the wick. So, you know, short when the 15-minute's high. The 15-minute alone had you at hello here. And this is why I use the 15-minute so much recently, because I'll see some indecision in bigger time frames. Also, everybody, there's so much confluence in this idea. Look, this was an M. See that? Okay. That's an M pattern. M's break to the downside, right? Hands down, M pattern. So if you know what an M is, an M breaks down. Also, look, there's an M here. I started the short up here when I saw this M. That's when I started the short because I was like, man, rising wedge. Look, this is even an M here. It's hard to see, but look, that's a McDonald's M. It's a slanted, drunken M. See that? So you had one M. You had two M's. They made up a giant M. Both M's had M's in them, you know. Then I also showed you the shoulder, head and shoulder on the 7-minute time frame right here at the beginning of the live. Shoulder, head, shoulder, we dropped to the downside. Quite interesting, right? Could be trying to bearish retest back inside the pattern, so you need to desperately get back above this, okay? You need to desperately get back above this, but this is how you plan out your trades, and this is how you can, the TA can show you what's about to happen, you know? Okay. Shout out to each and every one of you for coming on into the live. And let's perform that selected update real quick. Oh, I got to restart BOOKMAP. All right, there we go. Not too shabby. So BOOKMAP, it's got spaced out liquidity, as you can see here. All right. Funny, they're kind of spacing us out. A lot more buys down at 28,005. We're kind of in the middle here. There's some sells at 29.4 and some buys at 28.5. The most liquidity is right here. See it? It sticks out higher down here at 28,600. Tells us that we'll usually we gravitate towards the biggest glob of liquidity, and so it's down here. telling us that we will go and make a bounce. 28,500 is realistic. Also, if we look at the 1 hour time frame, it's suggesting that we do have more downside. We're not done yet. See that? We're not done yet. We're pointed down and we haven't even got to the dotted line yet. And look at that indecision doji. That's a nasty doji. That candle closes in 24 minutes. We'll see how it closes, what it looks like. May even close into a red candle. Sell pressure to the downside, buy pressure to the upside. It's battling itself through. The 15 minutes suggests you're going to get a bounce. All right. 7 minutes been stone cold though. So 7 minutes going to come on up. See, this is how the 7 minute creates the channel. Watch. This will blow your mind. I'm teaching you guys the science of live price action. You don't see this anywhere else on YouTube every single day. My channel is way more than just a guy showing you the charts. It's different than that. We're live. We're like piecing, you're watching my mind try to figure out what price is doing live. I'm giving you a piece of insight into like, and I've been doing this for a long time, so you can only pick up some good goodies watching this, you know. So see how, look, we make the head, then the 7 minute comes up, comes back down, and when the 7 minute comes back down, I've learned the 7 minute makes the shoulder. You see that? So we would like, if this would continue to the upside, and then when the 7 minute bends, the 7 minute will make the right shoulder, and will stay above the trend line now, okay? That's euphoria. That's the hope, okay? So if you're a beginner, you're like, all right, we just did a lot of stuff, Lifer, but I'm confused. You went over so many time frames, you said so many things, but I don't really understand what you're saying, and I don't get it. I understand 100%, right? So check it. At the end of the day, we were in a bear flag right here. Bearish rectangle, bear flag, okay? This is a bear flag, in my humble opinion. And you could attach it to this point here. And then we started the little rising wedge right here, and the 15 minute was high, and that told me that it was likely we were going to dump out of the pattern. Here's some key insight I'm about to drop on you. If you've been trading for a long time, this is going to blow your mind. Okay? Watch this. Because by logic, by pure logic, not even being like a trading brainiac, just by like looking at things that you know, like carpentry stuff, like 2 + 2 = 4 type stuff. We know rising wedges break to the downside. We know that. Why do we know that? Well, I can show you right here. Look, there's a rising wedge. We got high in the stochastics, dumped. Here's a rising wedge, right? Now, there was a chance we were going to break out here, remember? Because I was open-minded. We didn't, we dumped, and then we made an M, dump to this dump. You know, this was even a rising wedge that began, and then an M came out of it. This was a rising wedge too, and this was a rising wedge. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rising wedges in a row. Okay, they break to the downside. It's pretty clear. So this morning I wake up, I go to do my assessment for my crew, and I'm about to do my, and I'm like, okay, it's 7 in the morning. Let me see what I see. And I see the 15 minute super overbought above the dotted line, and I see a rising wedge. And then I zoom into the 7 because I just want to see the pattern clearer. And I'm like, clear rising wedge. That's no good. And I say to my trading group, like, this is likely to come to the downside. The 7 minute was also overbought. I swung over to the 1 hour, and the 1 hour was bending too. And so then I was like, wow. And that's when I called a short on the market. Now, here's something interesting that I actually learned today. That's actually pretty cool. Okay. And really the short started here at the top of the channel. Tried to fight its way back in. Okay. So we go back. So the 7 minute was my catalyst for this morning. See? The 7 minute really led me to the sauce, the special sauce. Now, and honestly, you could have just traded the 7 minute to glory. 7 minute got you right to the end, and then boom. Okay? It's amazing. Doesn't always do that. Sometimes the 7 minute just gives you a little tiny move, But look, had we shorted the 7 minute, look at this. We would have been able to short high stochastics down here for a gain of 0.8% at 3x leverage, 2.4. And you're talking like 7 minute candles. So you're only talking an hour and 30 minutes to make 2.4%. You could have done that 3 times in one day. See, shorted the market. Could have long and shorted the market. I like the 7 minute time frame, honestly. I like the 7 and the 15 a lot for scalping during the day. I think it's very, very, it's an accurate, very good, and I use the stochastics RSI and pattern trading, and so I'm able to kind of establish the highly probable. So it was 70% chance that we were going to dump today. So you take a shot. I mean, you have a higher than a 50% chance you're going to win. People go to Vegas with a 50% chance and they think it's fun. I mean, this is a way higher win rate, a 70% chance, right? So, you know, if you told me there was a 70% chance I was going to get the job, I would go to the job interview. I don't do job interviews anymore, and I hope I never have to for the rest of my life, you know. And does this mean that we're out of the water and we're definitely going up? No, like I said before, it's all about support and resistance now, okay? So we're going to leave here now. I hope you got a lot out of this. I did. I relearn what I teach my students every single day. I really, really like that we do that here on the channel. So look, I delete all this work now. Gone, right? And what you want to do is you want to look at the weekly chart, all right? And you want to zoom out, and you want to start looking at price action, okay? You're new, you just got into trading, you have no idea what's going on, or you've been in the market for a long time. You knew that once these two candles, when we broke this weekly support at 31,600, 800, that it was bad news bears. You also knew that when this wick came down, a lot of people thought they were smart and bought in and put stop losses. You also know the market maker, you don't know this, but as you know, but you may, but the market maker likes to come and eat, and he likes to eat through stop losses. So he's likely to chew through these wicks now and come and get them. The 12-day and the daily both suggest that that's highly likely going to happen, okay? Highly likely going to happen. So, you know, and again, I just showed you how the stochastics have been accurate on the 7-minute. Why don't you think they're going to be accurate on the daily, okay? Another weird thing is, like, I never did this before, but I just saw this channel that I never really noticed. That's a rising wedge that broke out and broke back into the pattern, but eventually it was a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. It's funny, I never did that before. I never saw this channel. That's a new channel to me, something I never noticed for Bitcoin, you know? You can almost wick the channel too, you know? Anyway, and what we just did now is we shorted the top of the rising wedge and it fell out. And that's kind of what we just did now on the smaller time frame. See how you can learn things from bigger time frames and smaller time frames, okay? Like, you can use smaller time frames to see things in other time frames. It's so amazing. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 596 people, $44 in chat revenue. Thank you so much. 236 likes, so I haven't asked for the likes yet. Everybody, I put lemon in the water every single morning, and I chug that lemon water. Keeps me ultra hydrated. So if you're in my trading group, you're in the money right now. You shorted in the morning. You woke up. You got my update, and you put your own little spin on it. And you know your TA should have matched up with my TA, and you decided, hey man, I got this, right? So let's look. Let's look at what's happening here. We're at support right now. You can clear it because we've bounced, right? And we're at, and then you can see the clear resistance lines. You can kind of see the channel that we were making here all along. And this is why I like to zoom out after I did all my other work. And I like to just see, you know. Keep your gain. Shout out to everybody here. My first Bitcoin purchase was close to $70, then $90. Mine at $300. Trust me, you could be at the right time knowing everything is coming and still end with nothing but the knowledge. I am proof. Shout out to Dustin Prov. Oh man, I'm sorry, Dustin. You didn't end up keeping any of that. Bear market, bull market, stochastics, and more. Lifers beginning courses is such a score. Entering trades or closing along. Sign up in Lifer. Won't steer you wrong. I love that. I love it. Bear market, bull market, stochastics, and more. Lifers beginner course is such a score. Entering trades or closing along. Sign up in Lifer. Won't steer you wrong. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. 600 people on the live. That's a record, everybody. We've hit 618. Can we get to 900 people on the live today? Can we get the likes up to the watchers? Everybody, 400 people. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it because everybody else is just sitting there with a deer in headlights. We're showing you exactly what we see happening in the markets, okay? I mean, also, I'm just being open-minded here. Could this be a mini shoulder? Could that be your head? That's a shoulder. I haven't seen anybody draw that yet. More downside. Oops, sorry. Hate when my chubby finger slips there. And that has a huge neckline that, you know, I'm not guaranteeing this. I'm just showing you what the charts suggest could happen. That brings you to 27,000, right? So we've shown you the bear flag on the daily and the 12-hour. Okay, you've seen that. You can't act like you haven't seen that. Now I'm just showing you a head and shoulder pattern. That's a head and shoulder pattern, whether you want to believe it or not, you know, and you did breach the neckline technically there. Okay. So you bounced off support, which is very nice at 28,600 so far. Okay. What's your next region? I'll give you a little bit of nudge there. And then it's these areas to watch. So we really don't have to talk about anything else, because once we break 25K, then everyone's going to be talking about 20K, right? And that's kind of going to be the area. We broke through the pattern that we had. That's over. You know, now you could say to me, this is a bearish rectangle, clear as day. The only good thing you got going right now is this. And I saw this out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what I can make. Is you got like this potential falling wedge here that you whipped off the bottom of. Okay? And falling wedges do what, everybody? They break up 68% of the time. Come on. Oh, maybe that is. Oh, wow. That's so funny. I thought that was my line. And that was actually how steep the 21-day moving average got. Crazy. So you got a falling wedge now. Slight semi cup and heady, because you got this deranged cup. I call these emerging cups. And there's a chance you do break back to the upside. They liquidated a lot of people today. I mean, that's what they just keep doing. If you're a leverage trade, the leverage traders just keep getting rocked. They just won't stop. You know what it is people have no choice anymore. The stock market's bogus, so they can't do that. So they're trading leverage on crypto all day long. You know, could that be a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder? Do we somehow project this theory into, you see that? I've seen that play out, and that's kind of what gets us out of the motion. So this is what I'm looking at here on the 1 hour time frame. More downside, sideways action. They might even wick you down, wick you out. All right. Remember, though, if you do fall out of this, falling wedges break down. They break down hard, and this will just go straight down. So a measured move to there is about 27,000. So to me, this is what we have to watch right now. 15-minute is suggesting a bit of a bounce here. Okay. And now you got resistance at this zone right here. So literally, you don't really have to think about anything else. Bitcoin either needs to get above 29,400, 29,004, and then get a candle to close somewhere at 29,005, or you're bearish. You know what I'm saying? Because resistance. Like, you don't really have to think about anything else. Everyone tries to make these like you don't have to think about if you're ever going to break above this area here. Like, are we going to break back 30K? Who knows? Doesn't matter, because look, you have two levels here that you're going to have to break through. You have this resistance right there that you topped out at 29,006, and you have this level here at 29,450, Basically 29,005 is the range, the zone range, And look, resistance. You best have used that as support. You did not. The fact that you did not use that as support, even though you had so much resistance in these areas, means you did not want to SR flip. That's not a bullish sign for me, okay? But I'm open-minded to believe anything is possible. Can we make it back to the top of the pattern on the 4 hour time frame? It's very likely based on the stochastics RSI. They suggest that you will get a bounce back to the top of the pattern. Every time we've been down here near the dotted line, we have got a bounce. Right there below the dotted line, nice bounce below the dotted line. So if you can keep your wits about you, and if you're closing the short right now, you're super happy and you're in the money. Now, most people are getting pounded. They're not in the money, and that's the problem. They're actually getting hurt right now, and they're emotional. When you're emotional, you can't take advantage of the trading system, of the trading going around you, or the volatility. There's no volatility, and right now there's a lot of volatility. It's a good time to take advantage of the trading. So anyway, I proved here in this last half an hour that my trading group would have saved you money if you didn't even know how to short yet. My trading group would have saved you money because you would have been alerted that there was going to be probably a pretty good dump coming this morning on a Tuesday. Okay. Also on top of that, you can learn how to draw these patterns yourself. And without me, by yourself, you could have woken up this morning, done the same update I did, and found exactly what I was trying to show you guys, right? Send a like button if you like that people don't lose money. Hit the like button if you like that people aren't losing money, that people are helping themselves. Hit that like button. And shout out to the $44 in super chats. Let me get to those super chats. I'm not sure what people were saying, but thank you so much. Much respect to you and yours. I love you. Shout out to Anku Kuti Butsu. You're the man, dude. And let's take a look at the lifer indicator. I just want to see what the lifer indicator said. Did it tell us to short the market or not? Did it give us a blood diamond? Did it give us some type of signal? Did it, And I'm going to go out on a limb because we're still working on it. So right now, you guys, this is like me, like full time. Like, for me to show this indicator live takes a lot of BALZs. But it shows that I have a lot of confidence in my trading style. And it was built off my trading style, right? Oh, again, I didn't go over how we could go lower. So I gave you the idea that we could go higher, right?
where we could bounce to and all that fun stuff. And I even gave you the projected possibility of an inverted head and shoulder, okay? But now we look at the smaller time frames to see what they're going to do, okay? And, oh yeah, I was going to add the lifer indicator. Okay, I got that there, yeah. So let me add my stuff back on. So MACD about to cross there, but man, I don't care about the MACD. When the Stokes turn, all right? So you got to go to like the 5 minute, and the 5 minute trying to make a shoulder inverted, but at the same time, like, see this? Like, you're kind of making I don't know. Is that Bart Simpson? It's way back down? I don't know. It's overbought on the 5 minute. You couldn't get above a resistance point. You could be making a very sloppy shoulder, head and a shoulder. I've seen that, but it's very rare. It's just very strange. But that 5 minute wants to dump on you. Meaning, so what I see now is a double bottom. You see? 5 minute is attempting to create a double bottom. And again, I don't want my students to stick on the 5 minute time frames. I don't want you guys like stuck in there constantly, because you can get wrecked. What I am showing you is when the market dips hard and you're not sure what's going on, it's very similar to, you know how the cop sits there and he shoots a speed gun and he tries to see how fast the car is going. When a car's going really fast, he needs a speed gun. He can't really see what's going on. I kind of equate the smaller time frames to a speed gun, okay? Because, like, you know what I'm saying? When price action goes really fast, the bigger time frames are just going to show you a big red candle. Like yesterday, if you look at the 4 hour here, all you see is this nasty red candle. How did you know we were going to bounce and call the bottom of the short? You see what I mean? What's going on here? Yeah. How did you know we were going to bounce? Like, how could you have called this bounce here and then called that little, you know? And then look, and then previous resistance, and you can't get above resistance, you roll over. So simple. Like, anyway, but when you fall down here, you go to the 1 hour and you look at this and you can see it now, you know? You go to the 15 minute and you can see it. And then the 15 minute, you know, you could see that we made like a falling wedge. And you go to the 7 minute and I saw an inverted head and shoulder here. Like, I saw an inverted head and shoulder there that bounced to the upside. We called this inverted head and shoulder on the very small time frame. Might have been the 1 minute time frame that we did that on. See, shoulder, head, and shoulder. It was like the 1 minute. Look at this. And I had to go to the 1 minute to find when this was going to end. Okay? And the 1 minute also showed me bullish divergence. Swing down to swing down there. Swing up to swing up. Right here, see? Price action swings up on the RSI, but it swings down on the price action. That would end up being our bottom, and that's how you stop carnage. There's no other way to do it but to go to a smaller time frame. So I don't encourage my young students and my beginning traders to trade the 1 minute. By all means, that is a no-no. That will get you wrecked. That will get you hurt, because the 1 minute will oscillate so much up and down, you won't be able to find your way, and you will get rocked and wrecked. I'm telling you right now. But it's how you zoom in. Like, when the price action's falling like a rock, you need some way to get a moment in time, and that's really what I do here. So that's what I'm talking about. That's why I use the smaller time frames. It's like a microscope. You use them to zoom into the microscope, okay? So I see this falling wedge, possible break back to the upside. However, we're going to have to battle through the 5 of the 7 minute and see if they bear flag us out. And what happens here? We just battled through 29,000 again and seemed like we got resistance. So here's our resistance too. So levels to watch. We talked a lot. We went over a lot. Okay, you're a beginner. You want to keep it simple. Here it is. All right. 5 minute time frame. Looks like it's going to make a double bottom. If it does not, it could continue to the downside. The level that must hold for Bitcoin is 28,600. Can even bring it up about 28,680. Really, that area. Okay. Oversold in the stochastic suggests that we will make a double bottom here. So we can't break 28,600 area. We could capitulate wick to 28.4, bounce back in, but we must candle close. In the next, 4 hour and 1 hour, we must get a candles closing above 28,600. All right. We don't, and we fall through. Our next level to watch is 28,335. How will you know that's going to happen? You'll end up making a bear flag or something small in this area on the 5 minute or the 7 minute time frame, and that will show you that you're going to roll over. Okay, so the smaller time frames will make a bearish flag, and then the bigger time frames will stay very overbought. And why am I suggesting there's a bit of a bounce? Because the carnage has stopped, just like here, and we did get a bounce, didn't we? Back to the top of the channel. And now we found a channel. Price action likes to stay in the channel till it doesn't. Up, down, up, down. It's likely it bounces back to the top of the channel. It's not a big move. It's not amazing. It's from this resistance to, it's from this support back to this resistance. Okay, so I expect Bitcoin to ping pong back to about 28,000. Back to about 29,000 on the 5-minute chart. Nothing crazy here. All right. For things to get crazy, great, we need to break out of here. So we'll be watching this scenario or this scenario. Either way, we could bearishly retest this and fall, or we could bullishly retest this area. It's all going to happen from here. So if you're a beginner and you want to know where price action is going to go, I teach you what to do. Map this out, redraw my support and resistance, map out this falling wedge, and you're going to have yourself kind of ready to rock and roll. You'll be able to trade off this. Either one of these two moves is going to happen. Now, right now, we're overbought on the 5-minute time frame. It suggests we're going to dump. There's a higher probability that we're going to dump than pump, but anything is possible. I'm open-minded to believe that I don't know anything. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, Socrates. Okay? Say it with me. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Say it again with me. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. When you know that, then you can't be brainwashed. You can't be told things, because when you think you know something, then people can tell you what you think you should know. Like, I think this cures that. Like, if I think eating grass cures a fever, right? And it's not, it doesn't make any sense, right? But if I think that, and someone's like, here's some grass, it'll cure your fever, then I'll take it and I'll believe it. Like, you know, because I think, but if I'm open-minded, I say, I don't know what cures a fever. I'm willing to try all different things and find out, and to study and to learn and to come to my own fruition, come to my own place, you know? And so in that sense, you know what I'm saying? In that sense, you don't just take some false cure. You end up finding the real cure for whatever it is. So if there is one at all, or the treatment, whatever, you know, whatever gets you through. Point of the story is being open-minded leads you to the truth. Being open-minded lets you find where you need to go. Everybody, the likes get pushed up to 500 every single day on this live. I love you all. If you're getting knowledge, you're getting examples, hit that like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. So this is Bitcoin in a nutshell. We'll come back to it. I'm pretty sure we have it wrapped up, either a double bottom here or it does break to the upside. And we show you we quickly made the falling wedge. I'm sure we're one of the first channels to have this shape. We're one of the first channels to have this falling wedge made. I bet you other channels come here, use this TA, and then you watch it all over the internet. I'm telling you right now. Because I don't watch anyone else's TA. I really haven't. I've scanned Crypto Love's YouTube channel today because I love him and he's awesome and he has good information. Shout out to Crypto Love. I love you. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there if you ever come to the live. Okay, let's jump on into those super chats. Thank you so much. Your amazing contributions. You are so generous with the information you provide on us daily. Have a great day, my guy. God bless. Shout out to the $33.30 Peak Game. I love you, man. That's awesome. Canadians with the Canadian dollars. Shout out to Anku Kutibutsu, loving the seamless Bruce Lee approach. No fuss, no muss. Ride the momentum, whichever way it wants to pay us. Yeah, and that reminds me, let's get to that indicator in a split second here. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on into the live. Okay, and then Billy Dickens with a $1 super chat. Super chats XMR. Someone wants to look at Stella Lumens. Okay, when you read the livers, and everybody, today is my beginner's course. It's filled up. I think we have 10 or 12 people in there, maybe even more. It's getting blasted up. I really appreciate that. Check it out. Check out the beginner's course. And, you know, someone made me a cool little logo. Ooh, sorry. Hit the wrong button over there. Yep. Cue that beginner's course for me. And the beginner's course is today from 3 to 5. I work super hard. It's going to be an intense course, 3 to 5:30. I teach. I'm going to go over a lot of these concepts that you see here. I'm going to give you the basics, and I'm going to give you the homework that's going to get you to where I'm at, so you can kind of study, and find yourself where you need to be. And that way you won't get emotional during these dumps. You'll just take profits. You'll take a short. You'll take a long. You won't really have a feeling either way, and you'll be able to take advantage of the market regardless of which way it's going. That way, if we do see massive to the downside, you will make a boatload shorting the market. You'll have a blast. Join a trading group. Why join a trading group? Because if you don't know how to short, it's like driving. Like, people go to driving school, right? They don't know how to drive, so they go to driving school. All my Discord is a trading school. It's a place for you to get schooled and learn how to trade. Like, jump on in, learn what you need to learn, find out what you got to find out. You will absolutely love it. So that's all. Yeah, I mean, and I have it so organized and well put together. I show up every single day. I got my life organized. I'm organized for you. And all I do is this. Okay, so that's it. That's my entire life. There's no distractions. Check out all the links under the videos right now. The Lifer has for you. We also use 3 commas. You know, I also have links to BOOKMAP that I just showed you. BOOKMAP shows you where the liquidity is, suggesting that we do go lower into this glob here at 28,600. It's getting lower. Some buys are coming in, though. It's interesting. Let's open it up here. BOOKMAP, link to BOOKMAP, and you won't get a discount you won't get the discount that you can get through my links. So they love me a lot. They've really, really hooked up my discounted links. So use those links. If you really want to use BOOKMAP, I'm the place to get it. There's really, you won't get it anywhere else any cheaper. So, or less expensive. I don't use that word because BOOKMAP is not cheap. Wow, BOOKMAP's grabbing up to the liquidity, going up to 29,150. It's closer here than it is there. Wow, they spoofed us. They seem to have look. They spoofed us. See, all those orders disappeared. The 28,500 orders, they took them and they threw them up here. And now you can see it's likely. So that's, you want to see that. So look, all these orders were down here and they're gone. One guy moved them down here, but wow, that's interesting. All right. There was a little more order here. 28.9. He's still locked down. I actually moved the chart pretty fast. 28,590 still loaded. Interesting. The bottle. But again, like, see, this sticks out. I have to say the liquidity's down here. It's more likely they drag us back down. When I zoom out, it's more likely we get dragged down. But big buys came in there. Some big buys just came in there on the order book. Quite interesting. All right. And this is the amalgamated Bitcoin futures, Binance, and OKX. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Likes. If you get the likes up, if you're learning, if you're watching, everybody, you can change your lives with this information. Let me get excited. Let me get booming. You can change your life with this information. I'm telling you right now, I want to feel you. I want you to get excited. I want you to get up. Don't go down just because Bitcoin's going down. Be excited that you can make money any which way the market's going. Quick, check out Matic USD on the 4-hour and daily. Thank you. And take off the banner. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Move the beginner course. We haven't even talked about TA yet. How do I buy the class? I can't make 3 to 5 because of work. You can buy the class, email cryptolifers@gmail.com. And you can buy the class for $90. We do have the class available. Shout out to the 400 likes. Thank you for everybody who hit that like button. One more time. Let me get you motivated. If you can't get up, hit that like button. If you're watching it on your TV, you can't hit that like button. If you're jogging, hit that like button. If you're a farmer like Farmer D, hit that like button. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on into the live and being a part of the live stream, because you guys give me your most precious asset, which is your time. We have an amazing live stream every single day. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. And we're not done. We're going to go through all coins. We're going to go through the Dow Jones. We're not done yet. We have so much more to go through. You haven't even begun to learn what you're going to learn here on this live. So don't think that you're going to leave. We had 600 people. We did lose 50. Those 50 people are missing out big time on some cash grab quick, but we're going to give you the awesome information that you really need that's going to help you. You have particular settings for the Stokes? No, I use them exactly how they're done. Alana Asana, amazing live. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Alana Asana. I don't know what that means, but thank you. There are buys and sells that are not in the book. Of course there are. 20K Bitcoin inbound. Possibly. So is 20,000 possible? That's the title of the video today. Is 20,000 possible? Do we see 20K happening? I think it's highly likely, but anything is possible. I'm not going to say I know that 20K is coming. I'm going to show you the charts. And honestly, I mean, when you look at the weekly support, look, we played weekly support. We just played support and resistance, and Bitcoin bounced off it on the smaller time frames. So we just gave even more. We broke this big boy support at 31,600. We're living in the doldrums here. We whipped here off of 25,000. High likely to close the wick. We got CME gaps. There is a little bit of movement here. 20, yeah, I mean, that's our last little nip there. It's very likely we come to 29. That's our only support. To me, it's likely we come back down here, possibly to 12,000. I mean, if I didn't know what Bitcoin was, and I was just doing a chart, like someone just said, hey, can you go over this coin? It's called blah, blah coin, and this was called blah, blah coin. And I was going over it, and I was saying, well, we just broke this support. I'd say, where's our next support? I'd say, well, the next big support is here. And what if we had no numbers? That was just like, was right here. And I was like, and if we break that right there? I was like, so there's a chance that we go to here or here. There's a probability that we could do that. There's a chance that happens. So isn't that funny? Look, even the pandemic, shoulder, head, shoulder to the upside. It was an inverted head and shoulder. Like if you just played the TA the way the TA is supposed to be played, look, this was a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down. So if you just like forget about what asset you're in and what people are telling you, oh, plan B, or this many people are buying, or go to the on-chain data, or supply shock, or blah, 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 blah. Like all that stuff, like show me the charts and I'll show you the news. This was making a rising wedge too. Like the second this was making a parabola. Like once price action starts making a parabola, you should start scaling out of the parabola because it's never going to stay in a parabola for too long. You know, vertical, when price action starts making a straight line, it's time to start taking profits every single time. Repeat after me. When price action starts making a straight line, because at this point you're so euphoric, your emotions are bugging, and you're rich, and you just think, oh, I got more money than everybody else. My trades go so well. I'm the smartest guy in the world. Until you're not, right? You got to learn to pay yourself. You got to learn to pay yourself, okay? You got to learn to pay yourself. And you got to learn just basic technical analysis, because basic technical analysis will get you out of a stickiest situation of your life. It just will, hands down, okay? No one did this. I mean, this is like sketch, but I'm just open-minded, you know? I mean, that's a head and shoulder pattern to me. I've seen it play out. The 7-minute just did something like that with a smaller right head, you know, a right shoulder. I mean, that's a negative Bitcoin, so you can't, you know. Anyway. So, is it realistically that we go to 20K? I think it's very realistic. I think you should really have it on the radar. Like, it's like, I don't know, I give it a 60 to 70% chance we go to 20K. I think it's highly more likely we do than we don't. But again, I don't know. I don't claim to know. That's why I called the short last night, because if I had known what was going to happen, I wouldn't have seen the rising wedge. If I knew it was going to happen, then I was smart enough not to know TA, right? Because I'm so smart. Why do I need TA? Because I know it all. So if I already knew it was going to happen, then why the heck would I have to trade? So you either know what's going to happen and you don't use technical analysis, and you're a smarty pants, and you get banged out, and you eventually leave with your tail between your legs, or you have to admit that you don't know anything about where price action will. I mean, you can't say you don't know anything, but you know what I'm saying? You can't put a bias on where price action is going to go. You just can't do that, okay? Because you're going to miss out on a move if you do that. One day you're going to think it definitely can't go any lower, and it's going to go lower on your face. And you're going to go, man, that's just... And see, look, this wedge broke to the upside. Like we talked about. Like, it should eventually come to the top of the channel. Even though it negated the 5-minute. There's where the Stokes just got negated. However, now what you got? You got a rising wedge you're making. You're making a channel. See this? And being able to establish these channels on smaller and bigger time frames. Look, we just showed you the weekly. We showed you the daily. We bounce between the 5-minute and the day. You won't see this on any other channel. You won't see this type of behavior, you know. Now, this is the 1 minute, obviously getting, you know, trying to get low again. You see? And it's funny because the 1 minute's going to make, I just like doing this. This is interesting. And again, I don't trade the 1 minute, but use it for information. Use it. It's just like using the 1 minute is like you're in the battlefield, okay? You're far away. You're the commander. You know, you got telescopes. You're zooming in, but you need to see what's on there. So you hit your drone. You put a battery in. You send your drone up into the core of the battle. You send your drone right in there, right? And your drone's like, it's funny. No, I'm just messing around, but you know what I'm saying, right? And so the drone's in there. It's like, and you fly in, and you're just like, and you're right in there. And like, that's the 1 minute. Like, I'm flying my drone into the battlefield. I want to see what's happening here. Look at this rounding back to the top. This falling wedge, this is breaking out. Like, bit of a cup and handle should break up to the upside. And we're in some sketchy zones here. You got, you know, and I even have the 30-second and the 50-second chart, which are absurd. But look, the 30-second chart is pointing to the upside. You can play cup and handles on the smaller time frame. I mean, it's insanity, but TA does not lie no matter where it's at. And the more you do technical analysis, the more you're going to see it play out. You know, look, this is a bit of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Most people would never have seen it. Most people don't have access to the 30-second chart because it's absurd. But look, I mean, that's a beautiful, like, falling wedge pennant in a way with a measured move of the length of that. And like, that's exactly where it just went. You could have shorted that, you know, you could have played that long, you know. Look, there's even bullish divergence on the 30-second chart. You get swing down and swing down, and then you get, this isn't as sharp as a swing, and that's how your bottom is. And then bang, bang, bang. And then this is a falling wedge, and falling wedges break to the upside 68% of the time. Now, you'd have to trade high leverage on this, and like, this is, you know, maybe I become a high leverage trader on the 30-second chart because I feel like it's where I feel I fit the most. You know, look, there's a shoulder, a head, and a possible right shoulder. Anyway, I don't want you doing this. Let me get out of here. But I can trade any single time frame. It does not matter. You give it to me, I'll get it in, you know. 1 hour's trying to round the bottom there. You see that? I kept seeing that roundingness to the 1 hour. Again, it's all about this 5-minute chart. But it's climbing as we suggested, right? We suggested a bounce here. And we even showed you the bit of a, we showed you this, where did we see the double bottom? Remember when we came up, we said we suggested a double bottom right there. Pretty awesome, right? And we got it. It's on another chart, right? The Binance chart, right? And rising wedges, right? They break down 68% of the time, but if they can break up, they can break up parabolically. And like, you can kind of think it like it did this, broke out, retested the zone, and then kept moving. And now you can play support and resistance. See, like, and so now you should bounce off this support and resistance. But mind you, you're making a rising wedge. Now, I might, this bugs people out that are beginners, but, you know, there's a science to this math. And if you can figure it out, like, so we should end up to the top of here, and then we should break back down again, right? I mean, you know, you see? At the end of the day, look, we're still trying to fight our way back inside that pattern. You don't get back in here, you're dumping to the downside. So don't get too cocky on that. And look, there, look, shoulder, head, it's just crazy. And look, I saw a shoulder, head, and a shoulder here. This is what I was talking about, how Bitcoin looked similar because you had a bigger shoulder, a giant, and then the right shoulder was just tiny, right? On the smaller time frame. On the bigger, we were looking at it on the weekly. So to me, the trade was over. Like, we called the short, we nailed it. Now, what do? I kind of wait for the dust to settle, you know? Took my money for the day. It was a quick short. You don't have to be in the market too long. That was like, you could have really opened and closed that short in literally an hour and a half or less, you know? More downside for Bitcoin. You're getting this bounce, which is interesting, but, you know. And that's why I go to and once I extrapolate all that information, and then now I know that information. I don't need to see it all the time, you know? I didn't just delete all my work again, and I try to make it real simple for myself. And I'm like, okay, line, like bearish retest, which means a bearish retest is when price action leaves a pattern or, you know, a hard support zone, can't get back in, and then continues to dump. How will you know that's going to happen? The 15-minute will get as high as it can, and then it will roll, and it won't get back inside. We projected this shoulder, this head. We want this to come back up, 15-minute to come down and make a right shoulder. Stay in here, and then that can break out because you'll have it inverted. So that's our way out. We'll watch this, or we're going to dump to the downside. Simple as that. Simple as that. 15-minute can't get back in that pattern and begins to roll. The 1 hour is going to extend and continue down. All right. Where's your measured move? We showed you the support and resistance lines already multiple times, right? Let me label them up for you. And that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. You just got Bitcoin like hand delivered in a package like I've never seen on YouTube. And I do it every single day. So if you're new, if you've never seen me before, if you're just coming on in, hi, my name's Sam. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming on in. I appreciate you. Pull up a chair. If you're at a standing desk, stand up with me. I'm at a standing desk. Okay? Stand up, pull up a chair, hang out. You know what's crazy is I got a standing mat. It's getting returned. Don't buy this thing. It's so hard, this stuff, that I took it away, and today my feet feel better than when I had this. I got it because my feet were killing. This thing, the standing mats almost make my feet feel worse than like the soft mat I had. So this hurt my feet more. It's actually like really hard here, even though like, I don't know, I'm sending it back. I don't know if you have to break them in or not, but like I didn't use the standing mat today, and like I feel better than without it. So I don't know, man. I even paid $69 with the ball and everything. They'll sell you garbage on Amazon. I tell you, I trust Amazon less and less. Like, it's a great place. You get what you want immediately, but like you can get a lot of Chinese garbage out of Amazon. I'll tell you, man. The stuff smells like plastic when you open it up. Your whole house stinks. I hate that. I can't stand that, you know? It's like, come on, you know? Anyway, so we flew a drone into battle today. We've done a lot of fun stuff today, haven't we? We thank you for kicking it with me, each and every one of you. All right, so now we get into world markets. We're not done yet. Now we get into world markets, all right? you kind of have your, let me label Bitcoin for you. Sorry about that. So measured move 27,250. Area we have to get back above 29K. You know, heavy resistance now 29,500, 600 area. And the lower low if we break through 26.5, and then the last resort before like the sky falls down is 25,000. So, and we got a little mini support zone right here. How did I do that? I'm using this tool here, the price note. And what's cool is you can right click anything you want and you can make it whatever. Like I made it yellow and black, but like you can change the colors, the text. Like I don't think it comes yellow and black. It comes differently, but you can make anything, and you can basically do whatever you want with TradingView. I absolutely love TradingView. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Okay, so, and this is where we stand. All right. Oh yeah, and then the measured move, if this cup and handle does break out on the 4 hour, and the 4 hour suggests that we will make it back to the top of this pattern. And this is the chop we've been in. We kind of figured it out. Everyone was trying to make pennants, and then we figured it out. It's a bear rectangle. It's a bearish rectangle. That's the definition of this pattern. Okay? No two ways about it. And it may begin to break down today. We don't know. 4 hours suggests we will not. 4 hours suggests we will bounce back to the upside of the pattern. Okay? And that we've hit support again. It is a higher low compared to this. That's a higher low. That's your one good sign right now. Candle closes in 43 minutes. Let's get this 4 hour candle to close in 43 minutes, and I may enter a long on this double bottom on the 4 hour. You got to be long in the red candles. You got to be selling the green. If you're not doing that, you're doing something wrong, okay? So there's Bitcoin in a nutshell. I have it for you so clean. I do this every single day, hours a day. If you're in my trading group, you're going to get another update. I'll stop the live stream at like 11:30. You're going to get another update around like 1, 2 in the afternoon. Then you're going to get another update around like 4 or 5. And these are video updates. If I can't make a video update because I'm with family or I'm doing something, I got my iPad with me and I'm doing like 2 or 3 charts and I'm really breaking it down. On top of that, I got my elite charters and traders going hard on the alts. I'm going hard on the alts as well. And together, that package really just puts together a 99 bang. So for $99, you got your money working for you. For $99, you've hired an analyst. I hire people all the time. My windows are bust. I have to hire a window specialist. He does not charge me $99 a month. I'll tell you that. He charges me way more than that. He charges me like $300 to $500 for a visit. But me, you get a specialist. You get a technical analyst specialist at your feet, at your hands, not at your feet, but at your beck and call, basically, every single day. Basically, you're paying for and I'm hyperactive as well. I have a hyperactive brain, high stimulation. It's just who I am. It's how I was built, who I was born. And so you're paying for $99 for me to just keep you updated in the market in ways that and look, if you were in my group today, you would have known to short the market. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy in the world and I know it all and I'm the best and I'm the greatest. I'm just saying I put in the work every single day, and people that put in the work get results. And if you want results, hang out with people that put in the work every day. And if you want to see someone that puts in the work every day, hang out with me, because I put in the work every single day. And you can't say anything about my work ethic. Nobody can say anything about how hard I work. I put my life on that. So if you want to work hard with me, if you want to make gains, if you want to learn the market, I suggest you sign up for the 99 and get ready, because life is going to get serious. This market's going to change, and at one point there will be a bounce, and we will catch that bottom, and we are going to change our lives with life-changing wealth. So thank you for coming on in. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm done preaching, but I love you all. And so my idea is to long this 4 hour once the 1 hour figures out what it wants to do, and once we and those smaller time frames get squared away. All right. And that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. I mean, there's really nothing else I can say about it. I think I've gone over it thoroughly today, and I'm very happy with my analysis. Okay. I'm very happy with my analysis. I'm open-minded to both things that can happen. I see the bullish case, I see the bearish case, and I have a way of figuring out basically which is more likely once the smaller moves give me indications. So I've analyzed the smaller moves enough so when they squeeze out a move, I'm able to give myself an indication of what to do. Now I have the bigger time frames as well, so I can see where the overall trend is, and I'm ready to go. Okay. One last thing I'm going to show you, because I try to show you everything I see, but I just saw this because I didn't see it before. Could this be making a giant inverted head and shoulder that breaks to the upside? There's a chance. There's definitely a chance. I just saw that. You just saw me live pattern recognize that. And there's a chance. Shoulder, head, and shoulder. I've seen all of it play out. I've seen them squiggly, wiggly, wacky, drunken sideways. I've seen so many different types of head and shoulders. You will not believe it. All right. Anyway, that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. I can leave it. I feel very confident in my analysis. Now, when I step back in a couple hours from now, I'm able to pick right back up from where I left off of. That's another thing. I'm tracking Bitcoin every 2 to 3 hours, so you don't have to. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it right to your inbox every single day, and you're gonna be ready to go. Okay. BOOKMAP fighting back to 29K, not going down to the liquidity glob at 28.6. Okay. And that's that 15-minute stochastic. See, that's why, you know what's funny? I watch the liquidity, but the stochastics, man, they'll tell you. They are rolling over, though. Okay. So, oh yeah, now we have to check the indicator me and Danny have been working on thoroughly for a long time. We want to see what the indicator told us about BTC. We want to see if it had called the short. I'm going to try to track it on the 1 hour. We'll take a look. So we're going to delete everything. Actually, we're going to show you this in 10 minutes. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Intermission. 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 Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. It was a quick intermission. I hope you got some chips. I hope you got some soda at the counter. You know, get ready for more. I'm going to blow your mind and get you ready for this. However, we're going to show you this. I just want to keep you guys on your toes because I really want to see the indicator. I know you guys do too. And I know I can keep some retention here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to retain. I'm going to retain the retention because who doesn't want to see what that indicator said about Bitcoin? The lifer vision, which I like lifer vision. My guy was saying that earlier yesterday or something. I like lifer vision. It's kind of a cool concept. Levels to watch for Bitcoin. I will post this because you may be at work. You may not be able to watch the live. These are levels to watch for Bitcoin right now. And congrats to anyone who nailed the short in the trading group today. I appreciate it. Shout out to Philippe, man. You tend to be on point. You tend to pay attention. So I appreciate you, brother. Turn on the history too, if possible. Yo, I didn't know how to turn on the history. Do you have to buy Bitcoin? I'm able to place a short, or do you just sell and play and put a take profit? Do you have to buy Bitcoin? No, I mean, you should just be able to open and close the trade on the short, you know? Beginner's course today, every Tuesday from 3 to 5 p.m. Last Saturday of every month, 9 a.m. Yeah, this Saturday at 9 a.m. if you can't make the Tuesday class. Learn TA in the language of the patterns. 2 hours that are life-changing. Email cryptolifers@gmail and pay with cryptocurrency. You want to battle these market makers. You want to be able to take money your way. Can we get Crypto Lifer to 500 likes? Dude, Shirley works for it. Thank you, Lifer. Shout out to Mel G. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Oh, 17. We're on our way. We'll get there. We're guaranteed to get to 500 likes on the live. I was working at a factory standing 10 hours a day. The job would reimburse us for a pair every 6 months. That's crazy, man. Yeah, but what are the steps to place a short? Are you in my trading group, man? Because it's all in there. It's all in there. I have a free boot camp. Honestly, if you're not even in my trading group, I have a free boot camp for you to jump on in and learn. So if you're not even in the trading group, I have a free boot camp. And this is going to teach you basically not how to short the market, but it's going to break it down. Then for $99, and even if you join my group for 1 month, I think you're going to learn enough to get yourself going. So I think just for $99, I've provided enough information for you to really, really keep it moving. And right here, how to long and short the market. This is like the most, like this video is free. It's actually on YouTube. This video is free on YouTube. Like I am a nice guy. I didn't even realize this. This video is free on YouTube, I believe. Is it unlisted? No, this is a free video that I've put out. And this is the most in-depth explanation video when it comes to long or short in the market. So check that out, man. Please check that out. That video will blow your mind. That video will give you so much insight and information that you need. That will teach you how to long and short the market. All right? That's what you need. That's what you need. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in the live. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. 500 likes. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. And I just want to pin that. Every day I got to remember to pin that Discord link. Love learning. If you could do this for me too, pin that Discord link every single time. Hit pin message and pin it. That's how you join my trading group, everybody. If you want to join the beginner's course today, email cryptolifers@gmail. The link won't work anymore 24 hours before the link doesn't work. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com. I'll definitely be sticking to the program when I join. I can't say how excited I really am. Shout out to Frenchieverse. I love you. Super chats are open. Please send in those super chats for TA Deep Dives. So we're back above 29K. There we go. There we have it. Right? And this is the mini world that we created on the 1 minute chart, you know, and we found this channel. We kind of have Bitcoin's number on this little, you know. See? Didn't break out yet, but the handle is long. Now that's a cup and handle about to blast. Look, that's likely to break back to the top of the pattern. This is child's play, right? Like after a while, but I don't even know how I got into this place. I spent so much time with this stuff. Like, I have no idea how I got this far with this stuff. Like, how I'm able to say a green candle is going to come and it actually comes. It's like, I look like a soothsayer. But it's just that's how good the technical analysis is. Like, respect the TA. I come back here and see this up here. Anyway. James, I've been in there a while. It's just not true. James, I've been in there a while. It's just not true. If you think he's any good, he's actually better. I question it all the time. What's cracking? If you were a good trader, you wouldn't need to shill a monthly subscription trading group. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I guess I wouldn't. You know why? Because honestly, as much as I love to trade and I get a rush out of trading, I get a bigger rush out of watching people learn and changing their lives. Like when I wake up in the morning and I go to the testimonial group, honestly, because like someone would say, don't make a trading group, right? And I shouldn't even respond to that dude. But he's making me want to just read the testimonials. Did a session today. All I can say is good stuff about Sam. Can't wait to see what's to come for me in the new space. I have day traded the stock exchange for 5 years. Glad I took the time to sit with Lifer. Made $1,500 on OGE. The guy's doing something right. 100 to sit with him, and I made it back today. Like, people make their money back instantly in the trading group. Look, just wanted to say thank you. Never learned more than in your Discord. Joined a week ago, and it already paid out. Discord is paid, 3 Commas is paid, and TradingView is paid. Just from what I learned from you. You know, I just, like, if people are changing their lives and doing what they need to do, I'm going to keep doing what I do. So I'm going to keep showing up, and I'm going to keep a TradingView open. Like, regardless if you think it works or not, these people, it works for them. So if it works for them, I'm going to keep showing up. You get it? Like, regardless of whatever hater, like, has his thoughts or whatever ideas he has, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, you also just showed, I showed you how, I don't know, I showed so much information here, it doesn't really matter. You aren't going to get anywhere with an attitude like that. Smarten up, son. Exactly. The best way to make a living is helping other people. Thank you, Apocalypse. Appreciate it. Yeah. And bam, removed. I did it. I did it fast. If you do it for the rush of helping people, then why charge people? Because if you don't charge people, they don't show up, I found out. Isn't that funny? Hey, yeah, I'm going to do a free session. You know how many people don't show up when they don't pay? They don't show up. So I'm sitting there waiting for people to give them free sessions, and they don't show up. I've given I've given free sessions to people, and they don't show up. The second I charge them that $99, their butt is sitting there in front of that Zoom waiting for me. So I'll tell you what, man, you know, sometimes people need to pay to get themselves committed. And it's really not about me, it's about them, you know. James, anyway, let's just get that dude out. Like, remove him, because it's a waste of our time. Yeah, he's getting into the show. All right, shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. 500 likes in the live. 500 people like it. So that's all I got to know is to keep moving, you know. The 1 hour, too, I just saw some divergence. I just want to verify that real fast. Yeah, you got bullish divergence in the 1 hour now on Bitcoin, suggesting you got a bottom. And, you know, 29K held pretty nicely. And as we showed you, we're probably going to bounce back to the top of the pattern. So, anyway, and that's why I look at it like, you know, open. That's bullish divergence right there, you know. This YouTube is the free session. I know, right? 13,000. Haven't seen that XX spam in a while. I know, right? They like to come when you hit 500. You got to be popular. Mirror portfolio is at 0.45. Remember when I called the bottom at 0.27? Oh yeah, Mirror protocol. Very good, Fits on Finance, man. Nice job. People deserve payment for their services. If you don't like it or need those services, just don't sign up. Don't think the bear flag will play out to 18K. I believe it may, Lane Hughes. I believe it may, but anything is possible. You're asking me to say things that I don't say. I was lucky enough to have Sam give me a free session, and I instantly joined the trading group. I love this community so much, and you'll add so much value. If you go to ask why he's charging a fee, then you're crazy. We are paying for his time, and that's very valuable. DJ Porter Rock, they keep coming back. Then why are you even here in the first place? And they keep coming back. No one even got an invitation here. You're all here because you searched your way here. Exactly. BTC up. When you read Lifers Testimonials, you'll know you're in the right place. Just took the class. It's Kino. What does Kino mean? Yo, Sam, watch her every day. You're doing your thing. Keep your head up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, so bullish divergence 2 on Bitcoin there. As you can see that. You can try to pen it out. Look at this. So I'm just open-minded. I'm always like willing to see something different. That's ugly though, you know. And then again, we just have our straight bars. Straight bars. And we're just in between these bars. Very weird pattern. Again, you could put us back in a symmetrical and say either way again. The daily has to squeeze out all those stochastic, you know, the daily wants to dump. Guys, are you cloning? Make sure you clone. Just everybody don't clone alone. All right? Babe, can you come here? I can't clone this alone. Okay, you come into the room? All right. Yeah, everyone, just don't clone alone, all right? No, I'm serious. Like, be careful. Don't clone alone. Like, if I catch any of you guys cloning alone, like, we're going to have a long talk, all right? Just whatever you do, don't clone alone, all right? All right? Just please, like, don't hurt yourselves. Like, I don't want to see people get hurt. Freaking cry myself to sleep tonight. Stressful days, man. Crazy. I clone with my left hand. That's so wrong, man. I never clone alone. I'm just so... Don't clone alone, man. Straight up. Always never clone alone. Exactly. Always never clone alone, man. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. You know what's funny is I think I'm growing on Jordan Cameron a little bit. Like, I feel like his TA is getting more informational. He's realizing he's got to step his game up, become really mature about it. He's making less fart noises and more. He's making more chart noises. Hold up. He's making less fart noises and more chart noises. Jordan, you gotta like that. Jordan, if you're out there, man, you gotta give me credit for that one. That one's good. That one's good. I like it. If you watch Jordan, that's funny, man. If you watch Jordan, that's hilarious. I laugh at my own jokes. I'm an old man. I'm corny as heck. Anyway, funny. That is pretty funny though. But honestly, and I'm like loosening up a little bit. I'm playing a little more because that's what he does. So like, I'm feeling a little bit of a mixed move here. Do you remember to turn off the sprinklers today? No, they're still on, but there's no deliveries. So TA must be done on Bitcoin USDT. Seems to be more logical on USDT because the higher volume there. It doesn't matter. Either one will give you what you need though. I clone cannabis alone, my man. Looking at the 1 hour, we're in a huge BART head. Yeah, we could be in a huge... I like what you just said. In a huge BART head. And we could BART ourselves right down here to a double bottom. I like what you just said. It's possible. He did say the couch is comfy. He was making fun of you on his stream, saying your basic pattern trading was stochastics. I do way more than that, man. I use Fibonacci. And honestly, I'd out-trade him with that alone, too. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny. I'm able to find the patterns before everybody else. It rained here, so no sprinklers today. I have this awesome thing that you can get that actually tells you when it's gonna rain, and so it doesn't use the sprinklers when the rain comes. It's pretty awesome, you know. Shout out to Zero Allegiance for holding it down on the super chats. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, so moving forward. AGLD been hot, right? And you can see, look, I mean, it's been in an uptrend while Bitcoin's been in a downtrend. And it's at the top bottom of the trend again. Does it make a bounce? Every time it's hit this trend line, it has made a bit of a bounce. interesting to see. So AGLD is on my radar. Let's see here. It isn't a rising wedge. That's something you have to watch out, right? You could say broadening rising wedge. Look at that. I mean, we get the bounce for Bitcoin in the 4-hour. This will bounce too, and we'll get a bounce for all the alts. And it could be a nice little gainer. So just something to think about here. Pattern trade this back to the top of the pattern. 4 hours overbought like Bitcoin, I believe. Haven't looked at it, but I believe it's following the suit. Yep. Again, this level will have to hold, which is our resistance right there. So funny, Jordan makes fun of me. Jordan does the exact same thing. He draws patterns of support and resistance. And he draws a Fibonacci. Like, he does the same thing. He's such a freaking good guy. He's just bringing my name up because it helps his channel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to each and every one of you. We outlike him. I won't even get into it. I won't get into it. I love him, man. Shout out to him, man. But again, he gets 8,000 views, 700 likes. We get like, what? 3,700 views, 4,000 views. We get like 600 likes. So we get like the same amount of likes for half the views. I don't know. You tell me what's going on over there. So you can send that back to Jordan if he wants. I don't. Shots fired. Boom. I should get a bomb drop. Hey. Bull versus Benha, right? And look, you want to look for charts that look okay regardless of what's happening in the market. You want the 15-minute to be oversold right now or that's going to dump. And again, a lot of things. Look, that's a cup and handle. Can Sammy cup and heady to the upside? Oh, Jordan didn't forget to mention my cup and handles too, though, And honestly, that's what beginners need to learn. Like, they need to learn this stuff because they're sitting there longing when there's a rising wedge about to dump. And had they just known what a rising wedge was, it might have saved them some money. So it is simple. But you know what? Most people want to go after everything else, right? Everybody, we're going to show you the lifer indicator in a second. I hope you didn't leave. We're going to show you that lifer indicator in a second. Bullverse could be making a move to the upside here as well on that 4-hour time frame. Everything wants to move. However, is a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. You're pushing it, but this coin's been hot. You want to look at the daily. Daily could be overbought. Right? Yeah, daily wants to croak on you. Yikes. So if you fight that, you're fighting the daily. I have said this a lot too. A lot of dailies are overbought. Like, look at the whole market with me together. Overbought. Got some momentum. We went over TRX. I went over this. I can't wait to show this on BitBoy's channel. Because they laughed at me when I said TRX looked like it was going to move to the upside. Remember that? Remember when I made the chart? And I was like, listen, I'm just showing you the chart. And I'm showing you what the chart says. TRX, we gave you guys this chart a while back. Yeah, it was a slow mover. But, 17% gains for TRX. And again, I fished this out. And I'm like, and I looked at the whole market. The whole market looked absolutely horrible. But TRX didn't. TRX was in like a bullish pattern. And I was like, why does TRX look like it's in a bullish pattern? And I remember writing it down. And here I am on the day. When did I put this out? I love this. So you can see the day on the 20th. So just 4 days ago, I put this chart out. So Jordan, eat your heart out, man. Jordan Cameron, man, eat your heart out, bro. But look, and I don't mind giving you free publicity, man. I love you. You've been good to me. Honestly, every time I go on his channel, he tells people to watch my channel. So he's been super supportive. So I think you're making up a lot. Like, he's been actually super supportive of me recently. Anyway, you can tell I'm sensitive. You can tell I'm a bit sensitive. So, but look, there's your cup, kind of a handle. Not really. I'm not going to call that, but like, it made a channel, bro. And I see these the way other people don't see them. Highly likely to break to the upside. The daily was low on this and nothing else. The daily was high on like everything else, but the daily was low. And so I said, look, of hundreds of coins, it has oversold daily, 4-hour and the 1-hour, coiling up, something brewing here, possible, TRX. So my TA told me that this was going to break out to the upside before and after. Bang. I love that, right? Before and after. Actually, if I could try to do like a real flip book. Like, I put my finger on the screen and then I try to bring this exactly where it was on the screen. Which is fun, right? Like that. And then even like shrink it to the size. Before. So before. After. And actually, it's got to be a little smaller and a little like that. And so then you get before, after. I love that. Before, after on the channel. And that's how you make 17% in 4 days. Most people would love that. Like, honestly, like, what's today's date? The 24th? When did we put this out? The 20th? If I did that alone, just that one call alone, if that's all I did, I think the group still would be worth it in the last week, because you would have made 17%. You would have had to know your TA. You would have had to use the TA to do it and figure it out and get it down. But point of the story is technical analysis does play out. Tight moving averages. I talk about this. See, I'd use moving averages too. There's way more than just patterns and stuff. There's a lot more to my science. Like, there's a science. Honestly, people like I believe Jordan should take a tutoring session, man. Tell him he should get a tutoring session with the lifer. Honestly, like, you'd watch his stream immediately. His stream would immediately be like. Honestly, don't want to give him a tutoring session, because like then he'd be as good as me, and like I don't want him to get as good as me. That's greedy, right? I'm like, dang, never thought about that. Like the other day, all the YouTubers, I show up, they're all there on a Zoom, like, hey, what's up? I'm like, hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Like, for the win. And we got a great team that'll help us post that up. Shout out to each and every one of you for coming on into the live and being here. Okay, 11:40, 517 people on the live, 558 likes. And we haven't even showed you the indicator yet. We got so much more to go over. We got a super chat for XMR. Shout out to Zero Allegiance. He's mainly a DCA guy. This is the spooky jam, right? Great point. $333 a day with what a lifer teaches every day. Lifer can make that just practicing. Love your comment, Brian. Yeah, for $333 a day. That's what it is, really, $99.9, right? ANC is done. Broke the uptrend. There you go, man. They should be TA off with you, Frankie Candles, and Jason Casper. A TA off. That'd be fun, man. Super chats, XMR, Anchor, Bull Flag. Let's take a look at Stellar. Let's take a look at Monero, my baby Monero. I got 6 Moneros locked up. I can't seem to get them out of my wallet. Tough times. Actually sucks. I'm not happy about it. It bottomed at 122. Now it's in a rising wedge, but this thing has just been going up. But I mean, rising wedges break down eventually, right? Or break up parabolically. So like, privacy is a big issue. People have been loving, their privacy has been just getting completely demolished. And here they go again, another move back to the upside here. There you go. So another pump up, but I mean, something to be wary of. You look at that daily. Yep. Look at the 4 hour. This was actually pumping. 4 hour wants to pump just like Bitcoin. Whole market wants to make a move. When the 4 hour is low, the market moves. I mean, 4 hours low here, we got to move. You got a higher low on XMR too. So you can only assume that it's going to break up to the 68% chance it's going to break up to the measured move in the 4 hour. Daily is cooked though. And a daily suggests that you get that one more push up and then you eventually start breaking down. So as I said before, like 90% of the coins are overbought on the daily time frame. Not where I like to open up a trade. Open up a trade last time up there. Open up a trade last time up here. A little sideways, and then you got a pump. Not the worst, but 1, 2, even if you can get above the dotted line, but dotted line specifically started to go down here, started to go down here, started to go down. So that's not where I open trades. And support and resistance. I mean, so XMR. Let's take a look at Anchor in a bull flag. And then someone said it broke to the downside. I may be a little late on that ask. Let's take a look at Anchor in a bit of a bull flag. Let's take a look. Wow, I got a nasty sell-off there down. Yeah, I mean, you don't play with these coins. These coins will hurt you fast, These little coins. And how did you know it was going to drop to the downside? How would you have known that? Okay? You would have learned divergence. We also teach divergences here, so Jordan's out of his mind. No, I think you're starting trouble, actually. I'm not listening to that anymore. Swing up to see how it got stuck in my head, though. You did get in my head, Look, swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. Bearish divergence. You see that? And price action would drop on you. Now you're holding a support. Look, previous resistance becomes new support, and you're oversold in the 1 hour time frame. Now you're making a falling wedge, and this thing's been hot. Does it continue the move? And that's when you look for the daily time frame and see what the daily's giving you. And the daily's got a bearish engulfing candle beginning, and it's overbought. So it's really not a place where I would like to jump on in.
You take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour suggests you may get a pump. So if you try to play this, there's a chance you do push up. There's a chance. Bearish divergence it kind of was created already, and there's a chance this moves up. But you just have to know in the back of your head that that daily is really looming. And this could kind of, what it may do is just like pump up to here, fake out, and then like continue down as the daily wants it to. Still could be a scalp on a 15 or the 1 hour time frame. Anything is possible. Right now is not the entry. Wait for the 15-minute to get low if you're trying to scalp anchor right now. But again, be careful. Nothing's guaranteed. All right. Broke down with the crash of Luna, yeah. Your NAKA looks sweet. Let's take a look at NAKA. NAKA. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So NAKA, strong bullish divergence on the 15-minute, right? Swing down to swing down. In a bit of a falling wedge. It fell out of my pattern, though. It was in a nice pattern. See that? Always have a stop loss, everybody. Always have a stop loss. Because no matter how tight, like that's a nice pattern, but it broke down. It broke down, you know. We had this cup and handle here, though, that played out nicely. See this? Cup with a handle. Measured move was to there. It hit the exact measured move for NAKA. And that gave you gains. So I'll show you how the cup and handle plays out very nicely. 87% gains on that cup and handle from March 14th. And it hit the target on March 16th. 2 days to make 87. That's the double Gronk. I call that the double Gronk trade. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. Thank you for being here. I'm in the long now. Yeah, I mean, I believe it's time to jump into the long for BTC. That's what I was saying. Look at Bitcoin pumping. And I said that was a cup and handle pumping to the upside. Look what happened. Then it made this channel. So crazy, right? Sammy cup and handy to the upside. We actually called the bottom we called the bottom live on the channel here. Like we showed you how the bottom occurs. Honestly, I know you're not going to believe this, but this is called a drunken slanted inverted. You have a shoulder, you have your head, and then there's the right shoulder right there. It's a drunken inverted head and shoulder, and it makes the measured move. Then what it does is it makes a tiny little ascending triangle. Look at this. And it makes that measured move. And you can see how the TA digs its way out. Then it made that wedge, and it pumped out of that. Then it was a cup and handle with another falling wedge. Then it was in this bigger channel. Now it's trying to break out of the channel to the upside. Now that's your resistance right here. If you can get above this resistance, you're back in, you're back in that pattern that we were at before, that up and down schlop. Okay. Now you look at the 1 hour and you want to see, are you breaking back into the bigger idea here? And you are. Look at that. I said the falling wedge is going to break up 68% of the time. What happened? This is nuts, but we called this too. Like, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, look at me, I'm the smartest guy in the world. No, I'm just showing you the technical analysis. The people that jumped out are jumping back into the live. The people that went and watched another channel right now just missed out on this. They missed out on this. They missed out on the TA that I was teaching. So like, I think those people should probably want to bounce back into the channel now. Rising wedges break out parabolically. That's a parabolic break to the upside. That's a short squeeze. That means that shorts were getting squeezed. That is a short squeeze. Woo! Bitcoin to the upside. And look at the people jump back into the channel because they don't want to be at some random group channel when Bitcoin's pumping like this. And we called the cup and handle on the 1 minute. Bang, bang, bang! I also told you I closed the short as we were at the beginning of the channel. I'm closing the short up right now. Shout out to everybody here that jumped on. Wow. Unbelievable move for Bitcoin back up. But, don't get me started. This is leverage trading at its finest. They're just playing with these guys. They're just playing with these people. This is insanity. I didn't even get to go through like what I usually go through on the channel today because of just the ups and downs of the market. But look at that rising wedge. Breaks back inside the pattern and then breaks out. Like, this is just insane price action. Insane. Like, you got to be on your toes. This is why you need a trading group, because you got to be on your toes. Without me here every single day kind of guiding us through these motions, like, that's nuts. And look, I mean, shoulder, head and a shoulder, blasted. And the measured move. What is the measured move of a rising wedge? You could just take the base of this area here and then swing that up. And that's kind of where you're going to go. And that's where we went. Bang, bang, bang. Now, I'm not that excited about this because you have heavy resistance in this area. You did break this high and this high and this high, though, that you've been making lower lows. It's a good thing so far. But we are on the 1 minute chart, everybody. But again, I mean, wow, massive. That's a short squeeze right now. They're getting liquidated.
so bad. People started liquidating. See, I closed my short. See, I wasn't a fool. But see, they get everyone emotional. They bring the price down, and then when everyone gets red, everyone's like, oh, 20K, 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 and they start to short the market because they're freaking out. You can't use your emotions. You must maintain. You must maintain. Whale bought wrecked. Do you want to be one of these people? Short on ETH, wrecked. 168,000. Short on ETH, wrecked. 93,000. Short on Bitcoin, 112,000. Short on Bitcoin, 348,000. They're getting rocked. XBT, 250 grand. 1.4 million. This guy just got liquidated for $1.4 million. Like, are you kidding me? This guy just got liquidated for $867,000. This guy just got liquidated for $561,000. This is all in my, you go to the alert section, AI alerts. This is all here for you. Whale alerts. You can see if money's moving around in the market. Technically, for a short or for a long, Bitcoin should be getting moved to an exchange. TRX transferred from Binance to an unknown wallet. Look at that. A lot of TRX. TRX is pumping. USD transferred from BitFMX to an unknown wallet. That's usually a short, you know, when money's coming out of the market. Bitcoin transferred from an unknown wallet. 2,000 Bitcoin transferred from an unknown wallet to Coinbase. And that was the short, I believe. And then they bought back in and got more Bitcoin. 5 a.m. When you see a lot of Bitcoin getting transferred to Coinbase, usually means there's a short brewing. Okay? So this information can lead you to the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Amazing move for Bitcoin. Wow. Unreal. Let's get back to where I had this at, actually, because I had two different. Please say it was my. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. The 5-minute falling wedge, right? And now the rejection. And look, where's the rejection in my exact area? Why did I have this drawn? Let's see, because we bounced right there. Rejection. So support and resistance. You see that? And here's the falling wedge that broke to the upside that we had drawn. Wow. That was that's amazing. And I can delete all that soon, but like, that's how we get through this. And now we're up. I mean, what happens now? You're about to be overbought on the 15. So you slap your moving averages on. And now you begin to draw a flag. This is when you flag out price action. And price action, if it's bullish, will stay inside a flag and then continue to the upside. I told you that 15-minute is bullish. That 4-hour wants the bump. We talked about the 4-hour making a move. And the 4-hour, really, since we got around here, started to bump. Why is that? It was the channel we were in. See this channel? And we actually have a higher low in the channel, despite what happened there. So that's insane. I'll clean this up for my trading group. I'm amazed at what just happened right now. Bitcoin is just absolutely volatile, absolutely absurd. Shout out to anyone that did close their short when I did at the beginning of the stream. Unreal. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones did something similar. And so our Fed meeting, is the Fed meeting get leaked and people thought there's something? We got a Fed meeting tomorrow, everybody. Okay, so Fed meeting tomorrow, and that's what's kind of getting everybody on edge. Look at this, though. The Dow Jones, 4 hours still has momentum. Swing down to swing down, swing flat. That's bullish divergence on the Dow Jones. Suggest that it will break up. See my measured move here. Back up to this area, back into resistance. Moving averages get cluttery there, but I had this falling wedge for the Dow, and the Dow is also in this bigger kind of wedge. We don't want to see it break this. We want to see this kind of stay clean here and break back to the upside. The daily suggests it will. The 3-day suggests it will. The 5-day suggests it will. The weekly's very oversold. The 2 weeks very oversold. The monthly is on a low for the Dow. Like, yes, it could have more, but like literally, these are bottoms. Bottoms. So like, even though I'm bearish and I say 20K is possible and I don't know, when I go over what I go over and how I use the market, I mean, it's telling me that these are times to DCA into Bitcoin. I'm getting mixed signals because the old me would be getting full-blown into Bitcoin. Are they getting in my head right now, making me think we're going lower and we won't? And that's why I dollar cost average. So like today, I'm going to buy myself $500 to $1,000 worth of Bitcoin just because if we go to 20K, then we go to 20K. Then I only lose $300 off $1,000. That's not that big of a deal. We go to 10K, I only lose $700. The idea is I own a scarce asset. So I'm not worried about putting $1,000 into Bitcoin today. To me, it's not a big deal at all. I'm more worried about not getting as much Bitcoin below 50K as I should. That's really what in my mind, I'm not a financial advisor, but I think that's what everybody should be the most worried about. So if the Dow breaks down, it'll come all the way down here, 26,000. But if it can break out of this channel, as I suggest the daily does, and this is a falling wedge that wants to break to the upside for Bitcoin, for the Dow Jones, suggest the Dow will at least get back to the top of this channel. So I'm bullish on the Dow on the daily time frame. I really am. Even though they're trying to make us feel fearful, I am bullish on the Dow. The dollar keeps dumping, and I've talked about this. And honestly, I'm telling you, man, these thumbnails are prophetic. I remember when I went over this and I was saying, did the dollar top out? Super important idea here. US dollar topped out. And we went over this on the weekend. Super important idea here. Did the dollar top out? And when we look at the dollar index, I mean dumpage to the downside and breaking some support zones. Look at that. Bit of a nasty M, but again, it's the basics, right? Rising wedges do what? They break to the downside 68% of the time. The measured move of the rising wedges here, it fell through that. The dollar collapsing. It doesn't matter what they do. They can make the dollar as strong as they want. Inflation wins, baby. They printed too much, my friends. They printed too much. You could be in Venezuela, you know. You'd be surprised. 2-3 months from now, the dollar starts tanking, Bitcoin starts gaining momentum. This whole narrative will flip on you. We'll be back to being the smartest guys in the room, and people won't be laughing at the Bitcoiners anymore. I'm telling you right now, we could be a week or two away. This could flip. This whole thing could flip. That was a heavy rejection. I went over this rejection every single day. I had my green line drawn. I was like, the dollar can't get above this. I said the 2-week is super high. I said, look for Bitcoin to eventually get a rally if the dollar dumps here. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but look, the 2-week chart has been my go-to. And every single time the 2-week got above the dotted line, the dollar took a nasty dump. I went over this. This took a year. We measured this and we showed you guys this. Extraction. Hi, my name is Samuel James Price, the Crypto Lifer. I have a YouTube channel where I go live every single day, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Today, I go over the dollar index every single day because I really want to be prepped for when it dumps hard, because that's when Bitcoin's going to skyrocket to the moon. I have this zone, which I have been drawing for a while, and you can see it's been resistant since September 11th, interesting, of 1989, and even March of 1989. And you can see we got to it here in July of 99, rejection. We got a little rejection even here. In January of 03, we got a sub-rejection here in January of 15. We definitely got rejected in 2016. We definitely got rejected in March of 2020, right? That's kind of when the dollar hit its high, and that was when the pandemic hit our low. So that's when Bitcoin hit its lowest point possible. That's when the dollar hit its highest point possible. So you can see the dollar and Bitcoin are correlated. So when Bitcoin hits a low, the dollar hits a high. You see what I'm saying? This would behoove me to go all in on Bitcoin right now. This would tell me that Bitcoin is at the lowest possible price possible, and I need to be getting in. The 2-week chart will dump here, and every time that happened, let me show you the time frame that took. But I mean, you're talking about 424 days, somewhere between 350 and 400 days of the dollar dumping on you. And that is just love for Bitcoin. Those are Bitcoin rallies. Here you go again, another 392 days from beginning to end, from beginning to dump to the end of the dump. This is the 2-week chart, so two of these is a month long. Now, this is that green bar that I showed you. So we can zoom in now. You've seen the green bar is that big time resistance, right? And you can see we got rejected here. When we take a look at the 4-hour, it's just a beautiful rejection and a dumpage to the downside. However, the 4-hour is oversold and does want to make a bounce here. Do we get a bounce for the dollar index? Something to think about. Do we get a bounce back to the upside? A little bit of bullish divergence there too, as this is sharp to the downside and that's getting flatter. I'd like to see it. What I want to see is when we do bounce, I just want to see a bearish test of that and a dump down to the downside. So the dollar could bounce, but the 2-week chart suggests that we've hit a top for the dollar. And that does suggest that we could have seen a bottom for Bitcoin. I'm not guaranteeing that I know for a fact. I am dollar cost averaging and buying a lot of Bitcoin during these times. I am saying that. I'm not going to guarantee a bottom, but this chart says that the Bitcoin is topped out. Bitcoin has bottomed out and the dollar has topped and hit the resistance from 1989. Highly likely that we don't get back above it unless some crazy funny business happens. The 2-week chart also suggests, as we've gone over it many times, that we've hit a top for the dollar. Every single day I go over the dollar, Dow Jones, Bitcoin, and all these other assets to really give you a good piece of what's happening in the markets. I really want you to see that. I want you to get a gist of this. So come back every single day on my YouTube channel. Watch my socials. The information is flying at you at the speed of light. I am Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next post. All right, that's important information there. Really is, and we package it up nice, right? So that should coincide with some type of support for total. So let's take a look at total, the entire market cap of all of cryptocurrencies. Let's take a look at what's happening. So we had total in this tight channel. It began to broke out and then just ate it all to the downside. Horrible. However, to me, it's just still back in the pattern, and this is just the market makers playing with the leverage traders. Make you think you know what's happening, and then you don't, you know? You could connect this and make this longer. And that's your channel now. And again, I mean, we're breaking back to the upside. Look at that wick, buy pressure. I mean, that's huge buy pressure. People bought in. The bounce off $1.21 trillion. Back inside the pattern, beautiful thing. And so it's likely we bounce at least back to this resistance or to, to the top trend line. And I'll draw, actually, there's a line there because there's resistance there. So it's likely we bounce back and we hit $1.28 trillion. That's what we're looking at. $1.28 trillion. Okay? And so I'm suggesting that we do look a bit of a double bottom and we bounce back to the upside. So along for Bitcoin, all coins look like they could be in play. Not right now, but in the next 4 or 5 days. This week looks green. Looks green because the 4 hour should play out. Look, the last time the 4 hour played out, the last 2 times, the 4 hour was low. So the last 1, 2, 3 times, we got a day and 4 hours of love. All right. A day and 12 hours of love. A day and 8 hours. 2 days and 20 hours. Almost 3 days. So it suggests for the next day and 16 hours, 12 hours, we should see some green to the upside. You get it? I mean, this is just basic stuff, right? Levels to watch for the entire market cap, right? We're not bullish until we get back above 133 trill. We get 133 trill, the party can start again, and we're back into a bull season. And there's a chance that this is just a correction and that we're not that coupled to the stock market, and the stock market could take a dump and we could do our own thing. Right now, that's not the case, but there's a chance that there is, but right now that's not the case. All right. And we'll take a look here at total market cap. All right. Tether dominance. And what worries me there is that wants to push up on the daily. So, we may get a little relief rally to the downside. Like, the 4 hours should want to dump here. It does. So, but it might even just go sideways like this and then pump out. So we'll watch this closely, and Bitcoin might just go sideways and then dump out. So even though there's some good news brewing on the bigger time frames, the daily right now for Bitcoin needs to flush. We got to flush this out, and Bitcoin's got to flush itself out. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance on the daily. You don't want to see that one into pump. That wants to dump while Tether dominance wants to pump. That's like a huge dump. This is a rising wedge that could dump to the downside. I got rid of that action because it was just crazy. I mean, this is what you got brewing. It's likely Bitcoin dominance is going to drop a little bit. Daily says it can. 4 hour wants to pump a little bit or go sideways. 1 hour relief rally for the altcoins today. If we can get dominance to drop a little bit, that's awesome. So look for the 1 hour, look for Bitcoin dominance to drop. All coins, when Bitcoin dominance pumps, all coins take a hit. You want Bitcoin dominance to dump like this. All coins are fun to trade right there. That was the month of March. Remember the month of March, we had a really good altcoin trading. And that was the 10th all the way. So maybe we get a relief rally here and we get some alt season trading. If Bitcoin dominance could dump for us back to the bottom of the pattern, that'd be really nice. So some innuendos for Bitcoin dominance to be good to us. So we've gone over the Dow Jones. We've gone over the S&P. I throw gold in there. Why not? Gold finally got the bounce. I'm suggesting gold's in a giant cup and handle. Look at this. Gold's been in a cup and handle since August of 2020. And I've shown this before. Gold's been in a cup and handle. See this cup and a handle? All the way since 2011. And the measured move of that cup and handle is huge. This one gets us to 2,500. The other one gets us to 36. So I do see gold appreciating in value in the next 2-3 years up into the $3,000 level by 2024, 2025 for gold. And the S&P 500, of course. But of course, extremely oversold on the monthly. I mean, every time we've seen that massive bounce, this is the most we've ever seen it down. Like, we've never seen this 2 months straight of pain. I mean, like, last time we saw that was in the plant, Anyway, so oversold here on the weekly as well, like suggesting a bounce. The daily did get the bounce, and it's starting, and you got bullish divergence here as well. Let me show you my smaller time frames. 4 hour and the 1 hour is suggesting a bounce for the S&P. It's funny how the S&P sometimes is a little different than the Dow Jones, right? I had this middle zone that I've had to, and it keeps hitting above it, getting back below. 1 hour suggests you could get a bounce, and you're trying to hold this level right there, right? Bounced, had a little bit of movement, and then you're bouncing right there. Take a look at the 4 hour. Bouncing here, so you did bounce. You got support at 38,700. It's pretty good. But this comes up, and then so you better get up here and bounce there instead of just hanging out and bouncing here. But both could happen and still propel us to the upside. But the S&P has heavy resistance now at 4,060. It's got to get back above 4,060 really for the tech stocks to rally hard. Okay. Super chat GRT, thank you. That's why I'm so glad I found the Crypto Lifer. Just made it in. Shout out to Abominable Rain Man Spaghetti Brigetti. When does the group start its new month? I go to Disney next week and plan to get in when I get back. Just no, we don't do that, man. Don't do that next month stuff. Just join Me6 right through. We really encourage people not to use Patreon. We encourage you to use the Me6 link here. Just it's in the pinned comment, but you just come right here and you hit join the 99 trading group. Join through Me6, man, and pay with a credit card through Stripe. You could also pay with PayPal if you want, and you start the day you join. So if you started today, you would start on the 24th, So it starts the day you want to start. That's how it runs, and it runs for 30 days. All right. Can Shanghai lockdown and in June make a pump on markets? It could, definitely, for sure. Love the stream, Lifer, fam, and most importantly, can't thank you enough, Sam, for all that you do. Shout out to Minix. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Let's take a look at GRT, and then I got to jump out of here for the day. I haven't been able to go through the altcoins recently. It's like Bitcoin's been so. Kind of happens. This happens in the bearish times. It's more Bitcoin. So GRT could have pumped out of this. Probably was a scalp on a small time frame. Yeah, it did not. That's why I use this, And again, but it was the daily overbought, and that's why it kind of was. So you don't, when the daily gets high, the higher chances that the bigger plays are going to play out. So bit of a double bottom here for GRT, but it also could be a bear flag, right? You're also very overbought on the daily, so that suggests there's more downside. 4 cents though, crazy. This thing's going to 0, huh? A lose it all type of coin. So crazy. Your Discord link is broken. You never went over the indicator on Bitcoin. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Let's take a look at. So we're talking about this Bitcoin, and this is what we have in the history index. Making a bear flag, if we break down, our measured move is 19K. We're not that far from it. It's so crazy. We break up, we break back to the top of the pattern. The daily overbought means we're about to dump, so it's not too strong, right? Anyway, let's take a look at the pattern. How dare you say I have ADHD? How dare you? Funny how tired I get at 11:45, like at the end of the stream. My energy just my body's just like, you've given it your all for 2 hours, Sam. You've done everything you could, So Bitcoin's trying to call a bottom here right now on the daily, which is interesting because you're high on the stochastics, but the Williams got room. And the Williams have been more accurate than not. Like right here when the Williams were green, nailed it. Here the Williams got green, nailed it. Here the Williams got a little green, nailed it. Williams are getting green again here and trying to kick us out. Williams were green here, nailed it. Williams are green, Williams are green. Right there could have been a false signal, but we got a pump. This indicator on the daily suggesting a bit of a pump. It's interesting. You said to turn the history on. I'm not sure how to do that. I'm sure it's pretty simple, though. I used to teach myself a lot of stuff, so I can go here. I'll show you how it's done. And you just go look for history, and I'm sure it's there. And you could turn it on or off depending on if you want it on. Show history. I'm a smart guy, right? Take a while to load the history though, right? Look at that. Sell there, buy there. Good. Sell there, sell there, sell there, buy there. Nope, 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 nope. Buy there, and maybe. Gave you the buy signal here. Nailed it. It's giving you a sell signal right now, though, at the top of this channel, like this. So you're going to dump now. Wait, why does that look different? Interesting. And I got the bigger channel here. See, I'm still working this thing out. Like, I know I trade really well, but I'm still working this thing out because it's like, it told you to sell right there. Perfect. It told you to sell right there. Perfect. Told you to buy right there. Perfect. Told you to buy right there. Perfect. Told you to sell right there. Perfect. Told you to sell right there. 4 counts on the perfect. Told you to buy right there on a rocket ship. Would have got that swing. No rocket ship here, though. Interesting. Nothing caught it on this one. Wonder why it didn't pick up on that. Picked up here a little later, a little earlier than it should have. Bullish divergence there. I still think it needs some tweaks, man. I really do. I think I need to deep dive it. Called that bottom perfectly. It's really good in the 1 hour. I'll give it to you. It called these bottoms. I feel like it's a one. Look, it called this bottom right. A little late. It's calling a top right now. It's interesting. Saying that we're gonna dump. Very weird. Sam for President 2024. Go Celtics. Thank you. Bitcoin will drop further down soon. 3 more likes, guys. We know exactly what to do with Bitcoin. This is going to tell us exactly what's going to happen here. It's flagging out as suggested. See? I just watched these flags on the 15. It's getting overbought up here too. I guess so. Your system is like almost bringing this. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I was like making that part. Now I think we broke out of the channel because we hugged that channel. We definitely broke out of the channel. All right, everyone, I'm out of here. I'm getting too dry. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for jumping on in. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I'll see you guys in the trading room, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Crypto is life. Be safe. Thank you. Now I'm going to sit here awkwardly and stare at the screen. Just saying goodbye. See you later. Just saying goodbye. Just saying goodbye. I love these awkward moments where I can't find my menus. So fun. Just saying goodbye. Oh my God, you guys are still here. Unbelievable. I didn't think you guys were going to be here this long. Have a great day. Crypto is life.